Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com and NoBSCoachingAdvice.com. And welcome to episode 771 of No BS Job Search Advice Radio. A long time ago, and I worked in recruiting for more than 40 years, I learned that the skills needed to find a job were different but complemented the ones needed to do a job. And that's why I originally created this show. I wanted to do things that got more information into the hands of people. At this point, this is the #1 show in iTunes for any bit of content related to job search. More episodes than any other show that's ever been run. My other show, Job Search Radio, is the #2 show in iTunes. Now, there are 2 shows with that name. One has a picture of 2 guys on it. I'm the one with the single guy image. And between these shows, over 1,000 episodes related to search. And I know it gets confusing after a while, which is why I started to do one-on-one coaching. And there'll be more about that at the end of the show. Now, this episode deals with something very simple. It's what companies are looking for from you on second interviews and on final interviews, which are very different than the first interview or the phone interview where they're doing the initial screening. There's more at stake, and I go into it on this show. I hope you find it helpful and give it 5 stars in iTunes. It does help other people find the show, and I'll read your message on the air as well. So I hope you find it helpful, and let's get going, okay? Now, I've been doing a number of videos about second and final interviews, and I've covered a lot of data in these. So if you haven't seen them, come to the Big Game Hunter TV, watch the playlist on second interviews. I think it'll help you a lot. There's one thing I haven't really covered yet. I've done it with general interviews, but I haven't done it with second and final interviews. And that's the notion of, what is a firm really looking for? What do they want to see from you that's going to cause them to choose you versus your competitors? And you know you have competitors on these jobs, right? So at the end of the day, firms are looking for competence, but they've already covered that during the earlier rounds of interviews, right? They're looking for self-confidence. Do you have confidence in yourself, and how does that project itself? Because when you're confident in your abilities, they start to pick up on that vibe, and they start to feel confident in your abilities. Too often, people arrive nervously and cause the interviewer to pick up on that feeling and become hesitant because the nerves in them make the interviewer nervous, and thus they become uncomfortable with the candidate. So self-confidence and how you express that in your manner become very important. What's the easiest way to express it? I'll show you. With a big smile on your face, starting off with the initial handshake. And as you start answering questions, I'm going to be serious here for a second. Now, you're sitting in the chair answering questions. You have a smile on your face. And as you start to talk, you start from going with a smile until dropping into a very serious look on your face. That lets people get a sense of the range of expressions that you have and the range of your emotions so that they can see clearly that you're no BS, that you're certain in what you're saying, because that certainty, that confidence that oozes out as you talk with them about your ability, both from a serious perspective and with a smile on your face as well. And when appropriate, you can laugh at something that's been said by them or by you. You can laugh at yourself and some of the mistakes that you've made. But that self-confidence is a big part of why people get hired. Also, it's chemistry with the interviewer. Now, sometimes, chemistry can be sideswiped. It can be sabotaged. The interviewer is a little distracted because of other things. So remember, if you're on an interview and you have the idea that you're losing the interviewer, you notice their eyes are all over the place, that they seem off in thought as they're listening to your answers. They don't have the correct flow of the conversation, like they're a half measure or a full beat behind when you would expect them to speak, you can simply say, I get the idea that you're a little distracted. Would it be better if we did this on another occasion? And then come back when you have their full attention. Often they'll say, no, I'm okay. Or they'll say, yeah, I'm a little caught in thought, so thank you. And you'll pull them back in, because it's hard to get them to want to hire you if they're distracted, right? They're thinking about other things. They're not paying attention. So recognize that happens as well. So they're looking for competence, self-confidence, character maybe. They want to get a sense of your honesty and integrity, and that can come across in how you tell stories about situations that you were involved with that involve some different sets of circumstances. Chemistry between yourself and the interviewer, or how they expand on that to think about the people you'd be working with. Maybe a little charisma, and that's just in your manner. That self-confident manner goes a long way toward being demonstrating that you're the right person to be chosen. All in all, they are looking for leaders. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're a staff individual. They're looking for leaders among those staff people. It's the person whose self-confidence allows them to trust you, to believe in you, to note your certainty of yourself, and thus trust you that they will never have to worry about you in this role. So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, here are a few other ways that we can connect with one another. The first one is, if you're an executive and interested in one-on-one coaching, email me at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, put the word coaching, so this way I know what it's about. Next, if you're not an executive, the best way to reach out to me is through jobsearchcoachinghq.com. There I have curated information from around the web that you can watch, listen to, read, primarily my own information, but again, there's some stuff from other people that's there with their permission. Also, if we are not connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/the-big-game-hunter. Mention that you listen to the show, because I love to hear from people who listen to the show. It just puts a big smile on my face, which reminds me, Facebook. Connect with me on Facebook. Look for Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and give me 5 stars. Subscribe to the page. You'll get lots of information sent to you daily with different pieces of advice for you. And lastly, because I don't really mention this on the show all that much, in addition to job search coaching, I do executive and what I call business life coaching. Business life coaching, where I work with self-employed people who have a lunatic for a boss. People like your wife, husband, partner, friends of yours who may be either wrestling with something in their business and need an advisor to work with, or people who are doing extremely well and they need to have someone to talk with because business is just exploding for them. So again, reach out to me through Jeff Altman at thebiggamehunter.us. I'll get back to you. We'll figure out a time to speak, and I look forward to helping you. Hope you enjoyed this again, and have a great day. Take care.